Our group of adventurers have stumbled into the role of heroes by finding a long-lost ship named Sanctuary. They were put to task to liberate a local vineyard, Mage's Garden, from bandits. After the fight and interrogation, they found out that the bandits were a part of a much larger base. On the last episode, the group infiltrated the bandit base with barrels of gunpowder. The bandit leader quickly saw through their multiple successful bluff checks with something called logic. A fight blew up, and then everyone jumped into the river, and the base exploded. On today's adventure, we find out what happened after the swim.
All right, everyone, welcome back to Chaotic Ordinary. Thank you for showing up, and it is so exciting to see everyone. We got a lot of fun stuff going on today, but before we proceed to get into that, let's, like always, welcome all of our players in. Let's go ahead and start over here with Cass.
I'm Cass. I play Fenrick, the Firbolg barbarian. I can speak words today.
Great anecdote. I love it.
I'm Luny, and I am disappointed that I am now wet.
I am Eric, and I play Tylluan, and I'm actually in a similar boat. Even as a pirate, I do not like water, so I'm just glad that I had Vol over there to pull me out.
Hi, I'm Vol. I wrangle cats. I'm Matt. I play Vol.
So is it Matt or Vol that's wrangling cats?
I think Vol is wrangling cats, but I think that it's there's a little bit of meta commentary happening in life.
And on some previous commentary, though, Till, you are an airship pirate, to be fair. So, like, clouds are only slightly damp.
Only slightly. I choose my my ship very carefully, and I stay far away from what I hate, which is water. So.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you everyone for showing up. I know we missed our last game, which was sad. I promise we tried everything to try to be able to get a setup for us to run remotely, but unfortunately that doesn't happen. Sometimes you try real hard, but it doesn't even matter. But without any further delays, I know we had our wonderful recap here by Matt. Wonderful little commentary there.
Logic.
We are starting here at the riverbank. Our heroes and their companions and not so companion have been washed down river. They have finally hit a small tributary off of the main river heading out of the mountains with shallower and calmer waters and have washed up on the riverbank. Through the rough waters, everyone has fallen unconscious due to being bludgeoned against the rocks and having their breath taken away by the rapids pulling them under. Except for one, a unassuming cleric named Vol.
I didn't sign up for this.
Save us, Matt.
Yeah, so anytime going down that river, if Vol has any level of consciousness, you'd be going around trying to heal people, making sure no one's, dead.
All right. I don't know if it lets you stand up on your own, so I'm going to go ahead and bloop, stand you up there. Real quick, everyone go ahead and roll a con save, except for Vol, that is.
No.
Oh no.
Got a
No,
nat one.
no.
All right, that's starting off great so far. Let's see. Oh,
With my constitution bonus, that's a 3.
And this is how Vol got his very own airship.
Yeah, with my con
flying
save,
solo, if you will.
That's an 11 for me.
Oh, nice. Not too bad. Not too bad. All right. So going around, you find that your Firbolg friend here really took some damage. If we all remember back at the last episode, Fenrick rolled very low when jumping into the river and pretty much hit every single rock on the way down while holding our bandit leader over here.
Yeah, it's called talent.
So I'm going to sit you at 0 hit points currently.
Okay,
You are
that would-
unconscious, you are stable, but you are not doing well. The bandit leader, however, seems to have gotten through pretty well. He pretty much is only holding the wounds that happened during the previous combat. He is also unconscious. Till's doing all right. It seems like he might have gotten scorched by the flames before he left, and took a few hits on the way down, but nothing too bad. And Luny actually may be unconscious, but seems mostly unharmed.
I like how my damage is mostly from the fact that I jumped off at the very last second.
Yeah. So is there anything you want to do other than just kind of like checking and stabilizing everyone, Vol?
Just sorry, I had my mic off. Some triage first off, trying to figure out who's dying, and then I think I might have. Oh, I do have some spells left. The first one was I was going to come over here and heal Fenrick, who looks the absolute worst. With a cure wounds. So, just a nice 1d8 plus 3. 5.
All right.
Hell yeah.
So with that, go ahead and roll another con save there, Fen.
Eight.
All right. So with the healing, you see some of the wounds close on Fenrick's body. He kind of coughs and sputters and gets some water out of his lungs, but he is still out.
I'm gonna just start smacking him on the face. I've learned this in medical school, and it really helps.
I learned this by watching medical dramas.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna like scream, like, "Wake the fuck up!"
What do I have to roll for that?
Fear?
How heavy of a sleeper is Fen, and is he a morning person?
I feel like he's an every minute of the day kind of person.
Okay.
Just happy to be alive.
God, I wish that were me. Go ahead and roll a will save. Or, wisdom? Insight? 5th edition, I swear. Let's go with wisdom.
God!
The dice do not.
So that's
like Finn today.
what did I roll? That's a 5.
Oh, God. Yeah, no, Finn is just gone. At this point, it seems like he may have, previously you thought he may have succumbed to his injuries, got knocked out by maybe a heavy, blow to the head. Now that the wounds are closed, you think he's just stubbornly sleeping at this point.
Heavy sleepers.
Vol, go ahead and roll a perception check real quick.
Okay. I'm going to cast Lightning Bolt on the bandit leader. So perception. Technically,
I was gonna say, was that 1 for your lightning bolt for the perception?
Let's go with 1 for the lightning bolt. I'll just re-roll this perception. Yeah, I got a 4.
All right. Unfortunately, you called it pretty well. The
Fucking.
The bandit leader proceeds to come up behind you because he actually did not take much damage. Fenrick was still holding on to him in a bear hug when they jumped off into the river, and Finn took the brunt of the hit on the way down down the cliff and down the river.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So go ahead and roll an opposed melee attack action.
Oh, I don't.
Well,
Never mind. I think I'm gonna be okay.
yeah, I think you'll probably be fine.
Famous last words.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
So yeah, I'll let you say how this works as he tries to creep up behind you and grab your arms as you're trying to like kneel down and check on Till.
Oh, this is gonna be good. I like this one. I'm gonna turn around. I don't know exactly what we're doing, but I'm going to use. Ooh, not that guy. There we go. Ooh, hold on. Let me figure out exactly what it's called. So as this guy turns around on me and like tries to like grab me, and I feel that it's in a threatening way, right?
Yeah, definitely. He's like trying to grab your arms and like take you down, but failed miserably. Just hand slipped right off the mud on your sleeves.
I'm gonna turn around and my eyes are just going to go completely black and spectral skeleton wings are just going to burst out of my back as I'm going to use my racial trait and what is that called? Necromanic Shroud, and I'm just going to scream like, "This is not a good time!"
So with your racial trait, it's effectively, it gives him a fear effect, correct?
It does, with a DC 13 save. That's okay.
Well, he made it. I'm gonna say it was definitely enough for him to take like a step back, though. Just kind of like in shock as he just woke up on the bank of a river, went to grab you, failed, and you just like turned around on him. So he seems to be down in a battle stance, but you can see that hit whatever weapon he had previously, that halberd, one of the pieces, like the main blade component, is broken off in one of Fenrick's gauntlets, and the haft seems to be farther down the riverbank, so he is completely unarmed at the moment.
Okay. That, as far as like an action turn, that's really all I can do.
All right, so about there, I'm gonna give Luny. You also rolled fairly well. You're gonna be waking up just about now.
So I hear the commotion going on.
Yeah, I'm gonna say what kind of shook you back into like consciousness was Vol shouting at this guy.
Okay, I'm gonna like, Lynn's gonna groan, annoyed, being sopping wet and on the ground in the dirt, mud. Just, and then look over and see this happening, and I am going to,
Go back to sleep.
let's see. I'm thinking about it.
Nice nap.
Maybe I'll wake up dry next.
I mean, if you wait long
Maybe.
enough, like if you sleep long enough, you'll wake up dry.
I'm going to cast Charm Person on the bandit leader. Wisdom save of 13.
13 wisdom.
Damn.
Yeah. Do
What
they
happened
know?
to those rolls?
Right? Like the one that would have been nice, dramatic, like cinematic, like kind of time. He just whiffs it, and then all of the other ones, he's like, "Never mind, I'm invincible now." But does he know that a spell has been cast on him, or?
Let's see. It says when the spell ends, the creature knows it was charmed, but it doesn't say anything about them knowing about a spell being cast on them.
Okay. I'm gonna say since resisting it ended the effect, he is going to know. He's not going to know who necessarily cast it on him, but he does know something was cast on him.
I will roll a performance to keep that I'm just on the ground, just like.
Yeah. All right.
I could do that. Because I did have that whole description in here. Let's see what I get. 17, not bad.
Yeah, he is completely unaware. Like, it washes over him, and he definitely, like, glances around, kind of like eyeballing the people around, but he ends up just locking eyes back on Vol as he assumes that you're still unconscious.
Scary.
He says, "You can't hold me here. You don't know what you'll be doing."
Was just like, what I'll be, what?
The consequences of your actions. That's kind of what he was getting at. Sorry, my flubbed my words there a little bit.
You're so vague.
Yeah.
He's got a concussion. It's fine.
Stupid.
If you're gonna threaten us, just be direct about it. Come on.
Stupid bad guy monologuing.
He says, "It's just you and me here. You can just let me go, and we can try to forget about all of this. Or we can do this the hard way."
Ooh.
Is Till mostly out still? Did I roll well enough to come back at all, or am I just like unconscious?
I'm gonna give you a little bit longer before you wake up.
I
Okay.
am gonna also give bardic inspiration to Vol with my groaning.
Musical groaning.
I'm so
it says-
upset about what's happening to her right now.
I mean,
Within 60 feet, anybody that can hear me gets inspiration. They don't know why, but they got inspiration. You get your 1d6.
I mean, you did roll a performance check. All right, I'm putting a caveat on this one. Vol, go ahead and roll an insight.
Ooh. Not great. 10?
All right, I'm gonna veto that one. If Vol saw through your performance and knew it was a performance, I would have given it to him.
It was actually 12. Sorry.
I think what Luny's was something impressive. Yeah, it was like 17. So,
They don't have to know that magic is happening for magic to happen. Come on.
All right, so what's your plan, Vol? He's sitting there in a combat stance. It seems like he's gotten his fists together. He's ready to like just start boxing with you at this point.
Okay, I'm going to use Guiding Bolt on him.
All right, go ahead and roll the hit.
Come on, don't fail me now. So I think that was closer to 14.
All right. It is actually going to glance against the partial plate he is wearing. It kind of like he feels the impact, but it doesn't really seem to affect him at all.
Wait, one. Just to make sure, I don't do the ranged spell attacks very often. And what do I do for that one? Is it the?
Should be your proficiency plus your spellcasting modifier.
Okay. Yeah. So 14.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, because unfortunately, unlike in Pathfinder and all that, they don't consider them like touch spells or anything like that.
Okay. Well, man. Good to go.
All right. He is going to take a step up, and he's just going to take a swing at you.
Like with a punch?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm assuming
with
he
his
hits.
legs.
Yeah, he hits.
All right, he does 5 damage. He just like with the plate gauntlets he has, he just slugs you right across the face.
All right.
All right, and with that, I'm going to give Till a turn. As Vol stumbles back from the hit a little bit, he kind of like steps on you, a little grumpy.
God damn it! Well, if someone steps on me, then I would very sharply wake up. I would be a little bit groggy, a little bit confused as to where the heck I am, but I would immediately look around to see if my cat was anywhere to be found.
Oh, you know what? Let me roll a percentage on that. We did roll at the end of last session, saying you were able to hang on to Gary, but
I was unconscious, so I don't know, how that would go.
all right, 74. That's not bad. Let me pull up a cat token real quick.
Yeah, we just need to get an individual Gary token at this point.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, as long as you're able to keep track of it.
It's going to make it one space away. So Gary is going to be right there.
Okay, good. Well, that changes things. I was going to be very upset. Well, I would get up, and can I get up on my own? I think you might
It
have
should
to
be
get me
under
up.
status, but there you go.
Okay, I see it now for next time. Okay. And then I'm going to completely ignore what's happening and just move over and crouch next to my cat because I was just in the middle of the water and I hated it and I'm traumatized. So I'm just going to sit down and cuddle Gary and completely ignore these guys.
All right. It seems like Gary has not taken a terrible amount of damage. He's got a couple small dings here and there. It's mainly that he's full of mud and stuff. So you can pretty much take like a full round action to get him operable again, or use a spell for repair if you would like.
Yeah, I'll just cast mending on him to get him touched up here and there.
All right. So I'm gonna move that back onto Vol, or actually let's say Luny, because Looney's still chilling there.
Okay, so as I lay there, still carrying on my performance of being one of the injured people on the bank, I'm going to start whispering under my breath, and your little small silver threads kind of like spread out from me over to the bandit leader as I cast Dissonant Whispers.
Ooh. All right.
So it's going to be a wisdom save again.
So yeah, he does not succeed.
Okay, so he's going to be taking 4d6.
Oh, hot damn.
Oh.
All right.
And
so
he, if available, he takes that damage, and then he must immediately use his reaction, if available, to move as far as its speed allows away from me.
all right.
Yeet.
So with that, you guys both start hearing this murmuring as he's like looking at you and looking around you, and says, "No, you know what? You all are demons. This can't be happening to me." And then just kind of like grabs his head, starts shaking his head, and begins to run towards the river. Vol, I'm going to give you a reaction.
I can just punch him.
Do you want to keep him?
Can we keep him?
Oh, can I? Like, I don't want to grapple, but I want to like grab and pull back. Like, is that a?
Yeah. In 5e, grappling is a very vague concept. It's considered a combat action, so you just pretty much effectively make a opposed melee attack roll.
Okay. Then I am gonna do that.
Can we keep him? No, we have bands at home.
The bandits at home.
Yeah. I was gonna give him well, here, I'll still roll the disadvantage, but yeah. As he turns around, you were able to just grab him right by the back of the loose fabric of his gambeson, and he just slips, falls down to his knees, and you kind of have him like half suspended as he's unable to get his feet.
Oh god. This next action's gonna be brutal.
I'm gonna lead that straight into your turn, because it was gonna be your turn next anyways.
I'm going to use Guiding Bolt, 2nd level, on him, and just to try to finally put him down, and try to save him afterwards.
Yeah, go for it. Roll. In fact, I'm gonna say roll with advantage on that one because you kind of have him grappled, so there's not really a dodging going on.
Okay, yeah, so 20.
All right, let's go. How do you do it?
Going to...
Oh, no.
Let's just see how much this is.
That's a lot of dice.
And then I get an additional 4 damage from my Necromanic Shroud right now. So that's 27 damage.
Just no mercy.
And Vol's just gonna be like, remember this for next time. And you're just gonna blast him in the back, like shooting him forward. And as he falls forward, with the other hand, he's just going to use Spare the Dying.
All right, so he gets blasted forward 5 feet as he just face plants into the mud. That many did not face plant, but you get the gist.
He slipped, and he
Okay.
Here, let me try something real quick because I haven't actually tried this before. Something I read about on the Reddit though. See if this actually works. Nope, doesn't work. All right, moving on. Yeah, and he instantly goes unconscious. You see a horrible burn mark go across his back where you hit him, and then Spare the Dying, you just see his chest start rising and falling again as he's like face down in the mud.
He's full. I don't want to be on your bad side. I thought you were supposed to be the diplomatic one.
And about that time, Fenrick, your wonderful lazy Sunday morning dreamscape has been interrupted by Vol just being royally pissed off.
Do I wake up to see him absolutely shrekking this guy, or?
I'm gonna say it was right about that time that you kind of wake up.
I'm gonna do my best to like roll the other direction.
Sorry, I'm mentally picturing Fenrick just like rolling away, like
Yeah, like as you would roll down a hill, like on your side, just rolling away, like I'm not doing this. My head hurts, my body hurts, I'm wet. No.
Beautiful. And Luny over here in the mud being like, yeah, you know what? I pretty much won that combat. No one even knows.
I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm wallowing in my self-pity over here, being wet and dirty.
I also kind of like, in my head, your performance of being dead is one of those over-dramatic death scenes that you see in like stage plays. Like, Luny was unconscious, then out of nowhere just like, oh no, my dying breaths, as you're like rolling around in the mud.
I'm not dead. I'm playing an unconscious person. I'm like that little kid that looks like they're trying to sleep.
Yeah.
Your eyes are closed, but they're closed way too tight.
Yeah.
Also, Vol's gonna end the Necromanic Shroud.
All right. Beautiful. All right, so I think we're back to square one. I think the homeostasis of who is awake and unconscious has kind of equaled out again. So some of your guys' compatriots start waking up. they're kind of like groaning and getting up out, like out of the mud. A lot of them look fairly worse for wear. No one with like mortal injuries, but like a couple people with some like broken fingers, some bleeding head wounds. Nothing immediately life-threatening though.
Okay. Yeah, Vol's just gonna go around being the happy medic now. don't
Just
do
the,
it.
You know, the quick flip. You're murdering a guy 1 second. Say, yep, okay, you're fine. You're fine.
He's not murdered. He's good.
I'm gonna tie up the bandit leader.
All right.
I'm gonna actually get up, wipe myself off of what the mud that I can get off, complaining under my breath, walking over, taking out some wet rope, and then tying him up.
Beautiful. Roll just a base dex check or survival if you have it for your not skills.
I have some not skills.
I literally thought you were saying NOT skills.
Oh.
Yeah, me too.
So, you do fairly well. You don't feel like he's going to be busting out of this anytime soon. Again, still very unconscious. Like, looking over him, he's definitely stable. He's not bleeding out or anything, but he took some damage in the past, like, 10 seconds. Like, he's hurting. There's definitely some bruising from broken ribs and such. All right.
Vol's just gonna be like, yeah, he's not waking up for another week.
He's giving us too many problems. I'm not taking the chance. Freaking made us jump in a river and everything.
I mean, realistically, you guys kind of made yourselves jump in the river here.
Whoa! Again,
Like,
with that
what
logic
choice
problem.
did we have?
He was the one who wanted to question everything.
That's fair. All right, so Till and Finn, what are you guys up to?
I am going to be rocking in place while trying to get myself dry and kind of a little bit concerned as to why the person that I don't think at that point I would 100% remember was the bandit leader is being attacked by Vol, but I'm too wet and upset to care about it.
Fair enough.
I'm just gonna sit behind Till, noticing that he's distraught. Like, just pat his back a little bit.
Aw.
It's okay, buddy.
I like how your mini just kind of like hovered sideways over to me and then stood up. I just imagine you like rolling over. You're like, you okay, buddy?
Yeah, and just like in the grass.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's sneaking up on us.
All right, so it seems like a few of you guys' compatriots have kind of gathered amongst themselves, started checking on their wounds, and one of them walks over to you guys and says, "So, mission accomplished?" Kind of looking at you guys all for approval.
Mission failed successfully.
I'll give him a thumbs up.
All right,
it
good.
didn't go to plan, but we managed to get it done.
Vol's just gonna be like, wasn't our goal to make the vineyard safe? I don't remember what we were doing.
But yeah, we took out the bandits. That's how we made the vineyard safe.
Oh yeah, we did it.
This is
Absolute
the whole
destruction.
thing. We took the leader out of the picture. They have no one to follow. We took out the camp. Like, that's an A+ effort.
He kind of nods. Well, seems like everyone's alive for the most part. How are we getting home? I don't know
You
where
got
we
2
are.
feet.
I'm gonna go ahead and shoot a flare in the air.
All right. Go ahead and roll a percentile real quick and add your proficiency and casting modifier.
All right, so that's a 63.
All right. I'm gonna call that good enough. Yeah, it seems like despite being submerged in the mud and river, your main casting focus is still functioning properly, and you're able to shoot a flare up into the air.
Excellent. I will continue my distraught rocking back and forth with my cat.
All right.
Just very upset, long enough to just reach in the air, shoot a flare, go back to rocking, sad.
I just want to be warm.
All right. You guys want to do anything else before we proceed on?
Make sure to pick up that other weapon you were talking about. Other part of the weapon.
Oh, the broken haft.
Yeah.
By the time you get over there, it looks like it's just kind of like some ornate stained wood. You don't really feel any magical essence off of it. But yeah, it's broken into like 3 pieces though.
I'll take it anyways.
All right. Yeah, the other piece was, or unless he removed it, is currently still within Fenrick's gauntlet.
Oh.
Like, where in my gauntlet is it?
While going hand to hand against the bandit chief, he swung at you, rolled a nat 1, and you broke his the blade off of his halberd with your cestus. And
Okay.
the blade just kind of got stuck between the metal plates.
Well, that lives there now. Unless anyone wants it, that lives there now.
Good.
We'll divvy it out at the ship and figure that out.
Alright.
But yeah.
All right, so right about, hour or so later, you guys see the sanctuary floating in upon the horizon. As they get closer, they kind of lower their elevation until you are very happy to see a foot rope be lowered for quick ease of access.
Hell yes. Good job, team. I'm glad we got this working.
I would, I'd put the sanctuary on the map, but that sounds like a lot of work for a 2-second thing.
Yeah.
So, you guys all climb up onto the sanctuary and
Would I
bring
have
on up
to-
the prisoner.
Okay, I was gonna say, would I have to roll to try to bring the prisoner up while I'm trying to climb up, or is it just gonna be good enough?
We could also like tie him into the rope and then pull him up.
That's true.
Yeah, I was like with the foot rope that they bring down and everything, it shouldn't be too much of an effort.
Okay.
You guys have a whole crew of experienced sailors. They can handle it.
We're also not in a rush.
All right. So, is there anything you guys want to do on the ship, or do we want to proceed right into getting back to the city?
Nothing for me.
Nothing really that I want to do.
All right.
Yeah, think the city.
All right.
To
Let's
the
go
city.
ahead and move on into our next map.
Ooh, time to go to world building screen. We're still going to be talking though.
All right, and as we're going through with this, when you're coming back into the city, what are you guys planning on doing with the bandit king? Or the bandit leader, I mean.
Oh, we might want to go to the ship to interrogate the bandit leader.
That's a good idea.
We need to interrogate him?
I mean, figure out because he said we didn't know what we were doing. So, I mean, you
There's
guys
a lot
went
of
there
mystery
for-
going on. Yeah.
It is fully up to you guys, whatever you want to do with him.
I'm always down to interrogate. That's one of Till's favorite.
So that's 2 votes for interrogation. Anybody else? Yay, nay?
Y'all feel free to interrogate him. I'll be around.
I am perfectly fine with that.
So the sanctuary then.
All right, so let us move on to the sanctuary.
We call them king? What? Okay, going back to game stage.
Oh, speaking of that, you guys get back onto the ship and realize there's still a whole brig full of people,
Oh,
including Joran, the one you convinced to join your team.
Okay, why is he? I guess we didn't trust him enough, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys were not wanting to bring him with you because you weren't quite sure of his motivations. All right, I'm gonna drop you guys all on the lower deck here.
Oh, huh. We could at some point have Fen disguise himself as the bandit leader to go see if, Jorn would betray us for the bandit leader. That'd be a good test.
Yeah, that's something I can do.
I don't know if that's a good test or not because it's a guy that he fears. So I assume
That's
that
true.
he's going to do, like, no matter what, if this guy is in his vicinity, he's going to do whatever he says.
Well, it's just a test of who he's more scared of. You know what I mean?
You would rely on fear, Till.
It's reliable.
Have you learned nothing yet?
Very little.
I was gonna say, you're saying that as if Till's gonna be ashamed about that. Till's like, you're right, I got the right strats. Like,
What works, works.
so what? All right, so you guys end up back up onto the sanctuary. You are able to pull up the unconscious bandit leader. You have currently a nearly full brig, with a very vocally angry Joran as he realizes you guys get back on the ship.
Hello, Joran. Surprised that I would remember his name, but you know what? It happens.
What's the bandit leader's name?
Fenrick.
Oh yeah, that was the funny thing from last episode.
Oh,
Henrik,
yeah, all the
Henrik.
Ricks.
Yeah, the Rick campaign, you know. All right, Joran, like, he kind of like runs up and kind of like beats his fist against one of the or the door to the brig. It's like, come on, guys! Like, I'm glad you guys got back, and we're not just sitting ducks out here. But do you really have to lock me in here?
I'll just ask him, what would you do if we were, roles reversed?
I don't know. Maybe I could have helped you out in there. I don't know how things went.
And I mean, we don't have to, but like, you're in there, so obviously we wanted to.
Come on, I said I'd work with you guys. What else do you want me to do to prove that I'm actually going to be helping you guys out?
Interrogate your friend?
Kill him.
My friend?
Whoa.
Just
Whoa.
kidding. I'm playing.
It's like, what do you mean by friend? Like, who'd you nab?
We'll point over to the bandit leader / king. It's dubious.
Oh, the door to the makeshift brig is solid wood.
Oh.
He's just yelling through the wood door at you.
Through that
Oh,
door
okay.
is the bandit leader. You know, that one guy, Fenrick.
Not to be confused with any of the other Ricks.
There was a bit of murmuring on the other side from all of the other prisoners also, alongside Joran kind of like yelling at the door, like through the door at you guys. But as soon as you guys say that, it just gets quiet behind the door. And Joran just, you have what?
Rick. Is it? I don't know if it comes through the door that easily, but his name is Fenrick.
Oh no, I
sure.
caught that. Are you sure?
I mean,
This is bad.
Why is everyone so scared of this guy?
Is there another bigger bandit camp that we need to raid?
Yeah, I mean, we can get more explosives.
You kind of. Oh no. Well, this is bad. This is real bad. You should let me out, and we should talk privately.
Oh, what? Have we not known what we've done? Everyone keeps saying that.
Maybe we don't know
I
what
didn't.
we've
I
done.
did not think this was gonna go this far. Oh no, we are all screwed.
I mean, if you gave us the information we wanted in the first place.
I think that would have been just as bad for me back then as it is now, but we're all screwed anyways. You should tie him up somewhere else, and we should talk.
We'll go to.
Kind of want to
open the
like
door.
tie him up like right here just to not do exactly what he says, because that feels weird.
I mean, he's already tied up, so I guess let's.
We
go
can
up
tie him to the mast.
the cabin.
Yeah, let's keep the bandit leader in the room just in case he has something to say.
Tie him to the mast.
I was like, he's super unconscious. All
Tie
right.
him to the
So we had other people that we took as prisoners, right?
Yeah, you had Joran and you had all of the bandits from the vineyard.
Oh no, I was thinking from this last thing because I thought more people would have survived because all the bandits jumped in.
But they didn't. Not all the bandits jumped in.
Not all of them, but a few of them did.
A few of them did, and then a lot of them just raced down the mountain.
Okay, just trying to. Collect
Mostly
bandits.
the people who jumped in the river were your compatriots dressed like bandits.
Okay.
Or the ones on this side.
Okay. Well, we'll take this one guy out then.
All right, so you're just bringing out Joran.
Yep. Let's go learn what we don't know.
All right. All right, and what are you guys doing with the bandit leader?
Tie him to the mast.
I vote for either mast or the bowsprit.
All
Let's
right.
go with the mask.
We can't make him the figurehead of the boat.
I don't think we'll hear.
He
him
can be
very
our mermaid.
And we have some backup up here.
So Lake kind of like eyeballs you guys as you guys are going around along with this and says, "So this that infamous bandit leader we keep hearing about?"
Yes? Maybe?
He says so. I mean, he seems like a leader.
I didn't check his ID.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe we got the wrong guy.
Check his wallet.
So, someone else want to tie him up? I don't think I have the skills.
Yeah, it would be a dex check or survival if you have it.
Who's Dex?
Wait, so I could choose Dex or Survival?
Yes, either way. I was like, whichever's higher.
Because my Dex is higher. Could I use Sleight of Hand?
Please don't promote us on Discord channels. That would be terrible.
That would make us sad.
We don't want anyone watching us.
I'm gonna say yeah. You can go ahead and do sleight of hand.
Here we go again, modifying the tie. Da-da-da-da. Wow, that's stuck there.
Yeah. No. Your your bonds aren't necessarily the strongest, but anyone who's gonna try to untie them definitely is not gonna know what they're doing. You put a few false loops in there and such from little tricks that you've picked up over time.
Well, I am very happy with my I look at it and I nod and very happy with my handiwork.
All right, perfect.
I was like a sailor who do no better themselves.
Yeah.
I'm making sure that Till hears that.
I ignore it. I don't even know how to tie a knot.
Very loudly. Are you saying you're not a sailor? You're a not sailor?
I'm a not sailor.
Yeah, you're not a sailor. Hot, hot puns.
Okay, now let's get into some interrogation.
Everyone's disarmed, correct? Both our prisoners are. I don't know if he's technically a prisoner or a crew member at this point, but
I don't remember, honestly. I don't remember if you returned his weapons to him.
well, I want to make sure he doesn't have his weapon near the bandit leader in case he tries to silence him or something.
All right, fair enough.
I'm just making sure we didn't take anybody's arms, did we? Because it kind of sounds like something Till would do.
Is that an option?
No.
See what I mean?
Well, this is like, no, that is not an option. How much it costs to grow an arm back?
Your Till reminds me of, a certain raccoon that is very popular in media.
Get me that guy's leg.
It's not a raccoon. Till's out of healing. Not Till. Bull's out of healing. So he's just kinda.
Would you let Till know that? Is that something that I would be aware of going into an interrogation?
I mean, he can stabilize anybody all the time. But he can't heal anybody right now.
Okay, you can make them not die.
Yeah.
That's good enough.
I can continuously make anyone not die, but, like, bringing them back to life is a little bit more difficult.
Well,
And this is a conversation that we have.
I'm gonna sort of just, slump and kind of crumple next to the mast. Just sit there for a while.
Oh, I also, by the way, 100% would get a blanket. That should have already happened. I want to conduct this entire interrogation while wrapped in a snuggly blanket.
Oh, for yourself.
Yes.
I was really confused. I'm like, why are you making him more comfortable?
No, no, screw that.
The key to interrogation is comfort.
Yeah.
If you make them comfortable, they're more likely to talk.
So with that being said, Fenrick is thoroughly unconscious and fairly wounded. He is stable at the moment, but not in good shape. So with Vol being out of healing spells, do you guys want to try to proceed with interrogation, or?
Nah, just wait till he wakes up.
Okay.
Well, I mean...
I guess I'll cast a heal on him.
Oh, someone else has healing spells.
Yeah, I have one, just in case Vol goes down.
All right, so go ahead and roll your healing.
All right. Don't tell anyone, okay?
And you did a good job.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Well, that's a 9.
All right, and I'm going to. All right, and he rolled well on his con save. So he is his eyes kind of flutter open a little bit, and he looks groggily around you guys. Immediately starts yanking on his bonds, but doesn't really get very far.
I'm gonna shock him.
Vol's gonna slap Till's hand like, shh, knock the shit off.
Chill for 10 seconds.
Like,
It would be his prosthetic hand, so I just it wouldn't hurt or anything. I'd just look at you and be like, fine.
like, give him
God.
5 minutes to tell us that he's not gonna talk.
I love how just the moment he wakes up, you instantly start pulling out your taser.
Just, oh god, no, he's awake.
My healing did a
Just gotta
good
set a
job.
baseline. All right, you start then, Vol. I'll let you have the first round.
Vol's just going to kind of flatten out his clothing, be clear as though. So we had a little bit of a disagreement at your camp. and at the river. But now, I think that we're more, you're going to be a little bit more pliable to have a real conversation with us, and that's all we wanted. So, you told us that we didn't know some things, and now is your opportunity to voluntarily divulge what you wanted to tell us before.
He kind of like chuckles. He says, "Wanted to tell you. Your ignorance is not my problem."
I would like to remind...
You know what is your problem?
Till.
It's this taser.
I just want to let you know we're on an airship. We are very high off the ground, and my associate here, Till, is crazy.
He's
This is
very
correct.
keen on making it your problem.
I understand that you're normally the boss, but this is not the situation in which you are in charge. So please let us know what we need to know so I can save your life.
He laughs and says, You really don't understand. Even 6 feet under, I would still be better than you. You all are just pathetic. I'm not telling you anything. You've made your bed, now lie in it.
Vol is going to say, I think I forgot something below decks. I'll be right back.
Hello.
He kind of like looks at you and raises an eyebrow, almost like a, "Oh, really?"
I'm gonna.
This little 3 foot nothing.
Does he say 3 foot nothing? Is that something he thinks?
Oh.
I did not have my push to talk during that whole sentence. So he was definitely thinking that, but regardless of whether he thought it or not, I would assume that Till would assume that's what he's thinking.
Well, there's a difference between what he's thinking and what he says. So I'm gonna let that one slide, but in the fact that I won't shoot him. Till would take his prosthetic and start like folding out the different instruments that come. So swap out finger for a taser. He'll swap out the flamethrower. He'll just kind of like start going through and like testing him and like, you know, puff the flamethrower in the air a little bit and just kind of like look like he's figuring out which tool he'd like to use first.
He starts eyeballing the attachments on your hand. He's definitely sweating a little bit, like stressed about it, but he kind of like meets your eyes and says, "I have very, very powerful connections. Anything you do to me is getting back to you." And where do you shoot him?
In the leg.
All right, roll for damage.
Fucking mama. Oh, God. Walk away for 5 seconds.
Wait, that's the D20. That's the hit. Never mind. There we go.
Oh no!
All right, that's a 5.
All right, you are you using like slug bolts or are you using one of your?
This is
spells?
just physical round.
Okay, so
have to
yeah,
go
it
through.
just goes right through his leg and buries into the deck boards, and he just like screams out and he says, "Whether I survive this or not, you're gonna regret everything you've done."
I'm just gonna run.
I feel like I've like low-key fallen asleep over here, and as soon as I hear the gunshot, I like startle awake, and I'm like, "Oh God, no way!"
Yeah, Vol's just gonna run back upstairs like, holy shit!
He's all yours.
Yeah, he's sitting there kind of like half bowled over in his, you know, tied up state, like cringing in pain as there's a hole just straight through his thigh.
Vol will tend to it. Just, you know, wrapping it up. Medicine.
Yeah,
Medicine
roll a
stuff.
medicine.
Oh, no. Oh, hold on. I have my plug in. There we go. Haha. 24.
Yeah, you bind it up really well. You guys have plenty of like bandages and such, like around the ship. You're able to kind of like wad up some extra stuff, stop the bleeding. It was a clean shot straight through, so you didn't have to worry about taking out the bullet or anything. So during the whole process, he's like cussing up a storm, pissed off, but seems to get through it pretty well.
I would be whistling to myself and petting Gary. Very satisfied.
Vol's is gonna be like, okay, so who do you know, and why are we in trouble? Please brag to me. Tell me why you're so great.
He shakes his head. He's like, I don't need the opinion of peasants. No, you're gonna suffer the fate that you've already started for yourself.
But
there's nothing I can say that's gonna change what's gonna happen now.
Oh, so he's like highborn or something. That's interesting.
We're not trying to change anything. We just want to know what everybody's going on about.
ooh,
Does he have any on his armor? Does he have any like markings or anything like that that might identify a house?
There was that heraldic sigil that was in the tent that you saw previously. On his armor, not so much. He does have a few belt pouches though.
Okay. Is anyone in the group could we like potentially like I'm gonna ask the team if anyone remembers what the heraldic symbol looked like, so we can recreate it for research. I'm guessing that'd be a roll.
Luny did a check earlier during last session to try to remember it.
Oh,
I
nice.
saw it for a few seconds, but I don't remember it.
I will allow you to roll an intelligence check, Looney, if you want. But again, it may not be perfect even if you do remember it.
I mean, I'll give it a try.
I was in the tent too. Is there a way that I would have remembered it? Oh no.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't remember it.
I'll
glorious.
give you an intelligence check at disadvantage. Not born into nobility, you aren't very used to this kind of stuff. All right, yeah, you aren't able to remember much. You recognize that it was kind of like, some kind of shield. There was a couple markings on it. You don't really remember. There was like some kind of pattern behind it, but it's all above your head.
Vol's gonna just think like, oh yeah, this is probably the most important question that I should have remembered earlier. But why were you guys attacking the vineyard?
He kind of like raises his eyebrow and says, really? That's the question you have? Fine, I'll indulge you a little bit. We were looking for information and anything we could sell for money. Trade routes, anything we could figure out of the comings and goings of goods throughout that part of the kingdom. Stuff that could make us money. Kind of like, he's obviously mocking you this whole time.
Sounds like a very peasant thing to do to need money. Wow, that's embarrassing.
None of us need money.
Yeah, we're pretty much set. Look at us.
Got an airship
Got
and
a
everything.
sick ship. Yeah.
Looney's gonna just like kind of like give like a questioning look at all of them.
I'll make like a no signal, like the hand across the throat, like don't say anything.
If it makes you feel any better, Vol was like he doesn't actually think of money as an important object, so he was serious when he said he didn't need money, but not because he had it.
Because we have friendship.
Because we have friendship.
All right. Joran's gonna kind of like walk up to the group, and he's gonna whisper in Vol's ear and says, "Hey, do you mind if I talk to you guys a minute, like out of earshot?"
Yeah. What would I call the elementals? I just kind of like gesture at all the elemental guys.
B team.
And I'm like, hey, could you make sure this guy doesn't escape or die? Anywhere in between there is good.
Lake nods, and Pit kind of like grins and says, "No promises."
God damn.
I like Pit.
Let's go to the captain's quarters.
All right, Joran walks over there with you guys. All right, so the moment you guys get in, he's going to close the door and says, all right, I don't know everything on what's going on there, but we really don't want to be in custody of this guy. The best we can do is I don't think he knows who you guys are. You know, he was brought onto the ship unconscious. I think it's best we cut our losses. Just hand him off to a separate group and try to pretend we weren't involved.
Won't he remember us?
Yeah, I thought you were gonna offer something like useful.
I am, trust me. I have a few connections, you know, some liaisons that we spoke through in the main city. We can just ditch this guy.
So
We do not want to be in this situation.
Is anyone gonna clarify like who the big bads are? Like, oh, we're so scared, but no one's actually said why.
All I know is that the higher-ups within the camp were all previously part of a separate organization, and they were getting supplied by airship. We're talking military vessels. We don't want to mess with this guy.
Military vessels is in which country?
I don't claim to be an expert, but the only two nations I know are Kilntera and Dol. And neither of them are militaries we want to mess with. They're the only people I know of that use airships in war.
would it be a bad idea to go back to our main dock and hand him over to the authorities there?
Or we figure out who he's associated with and just go to the other guy and say, hey, we've got this person representing this nation that's, you know, doing these aggressive tactics and is like raiding villages. We need your help. You know, I'm sure it's a great chance for the other nation to look great and come in and save the day.
I mean, they were being supplied by the military vessel. I don't know if going to them's the right answer. You know, being like, hey, you know, we got your guy. Sorry, we beat him up a lot. Yeah, that's a good way to get shot.
No, I'm saying the other group, whoever he's not working for. We find out who he's working for and then go to the other team.
That's kind of what I'm thinking of. I mean, if they're doing operations here, I don't know if they were already a bandit faction that was already here that just got conscripted or what, but if we hand them over to the Altera military or heck, even the local authorities, just say, hey, this is, you know, that bandit leader we found. Just wipe our hands of it and make sure he doesn't recognize the ship when he gets off. I think that's the best bet.
We can blindfold him.
So, when we get into town, if we keep him secret, I may be able to come up with something else, but I'll need some time.
We're just gonna keep him in the hold for a while?
Yeah, we'll have to keep him here for a while, or move him to some place where people don't know him. Like that place in the forest we had wasn't a bad spot. But I know some people in the city. I've been introduced, so I could ask around for some things.
Joran nods. All right. I just know that if I am going to be throwing my lot in with you guys, you know, helping you guys out, I don't want to be signing us up for another instant death sentence, because that's happened about 3 times since I've joined your crew, and it's been like 12 hours.
I don't think
Hey,
you know
you're
what
still right.
I don't think you know what an instant death sentence is then.
Yeah.
He just kind of shrugs.
No, but
Well, good.
yeah, I think holding him somewhere safe for a while. I think we can do that.
I mean, I feel like the safest place is on the ship, but we
Kinda
don't have
like-
a lot of crew to watch, and he could make a revolt happen or something. Who knows?
We
Yeah, we
have to keep
definitely
him
don't-
separate.
Yeah, we don't want him with the rest of the crew. Everyone who went out to the vineyard with me were like newer hired like I was, so they're not part of that original group, but I still I still wouldn't trust it. They all practically worshipped him within the camp.
Yeah.
We could turn all them in, right? That's no
Yeah.
problem.
I feel like we should lower the amount of potential enemies we have on the ship. We only need the one guy.
How about this? I don't think that any of the people in there saw that we actually had him. Can we put you back in the cell until we get back to the city? Turn in everybody there, and you tell them that we didn't actually have their leader?
He kind of nods. Yeah, I think I can. He's gonna go ahead and roll an insight check real quick because I don't know actually personally if you're bluffing there or not. And neither does he. So that is going to be a 10. Are you planning on turning him in with the rest of them?
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
It really wasn't a bluff check. It was, that would have been a 7.
All right. Well, with his roll, either way, he seems confident in what you're saying.
Okay.
And he kind of nods and says, "Yeah, I think that's something I can do. Throwing them off the trail is probably the best."
Yeah.
Good old game of prisoner's dilemma.
Who knows what? No one knows anything.
Well, I want to try one more thing real quick on this guy to see if I can get him to talk before we give him a rest for the day, because, too much trauma. I don't want him to actually pass out. Until I'm done with him, at least.
Okay.
All right. And then he kind of like eyeballs you guys, says, "All right, so who's walking me down?"
I'll do it.
I'll walk him down.
Oh, no.
Or
You go for it.
okay.
All right. So Joran goes down with Fenrick to get tossed back in the brig.
I'm gonna whisper at him like, I don't really want to toss you, but you gotta act like I tossed you.
Yeah, I think I can do that. All right, so he gets over here next to the door. And all right, he starts like over exaggeratedly yelling back at you. He's like, "All right, let go of me. Like, I don't know why you don't trust me anymore. We were getting along fine." And the crew member next to the door ends up opening the door as you guys walk up.
I'm gonna be like, that's none of your fucking business, and I'm gonna like shove him.
All right, go ahead and roll a. Oh, actually, you said you weren't really gonna throw him, right?
Performance check, I think.
Yeah, performance or I think deception, something like that. Yeah, whichever is better.
Where did my die?
I was laughing over here.
Either way, it's a 10.
All right, and he is going to be rolling an assist with a 10. All right, and with that being said, let's roll just a blanket insight. Well,
No one
all right.
cares.
So he over exaggeratedly, like you like shove him a little bit, and he like goes forward like 15 feet and then falls to his knees like way more than needs to be from like the slight shove you gave him. And
I'm gonna look at everyone in there with like just like a scowl. That's kind of like a, yeah, I'm stronger than I fucking look.
You.
All right, he kind of like looks at you, looks back at them, and then scowls back at you and says, "Fine, I don't need you guys. I'll be fine on my own. Just take me in."
I'm gonna slam the doors closed.
As they daintily slide closed.
Yeah. All right, so back over to Till.
I'm gonna wave Bull over while I start to get ready to remove our prisoner from the... Keep him tied up, but remove him from the post here.
All right.
I'm gonna take a second step away and ask Bull under my breath, how bad can he be and you still bring him back?
Try to keep some limbs. Just don't take limbs off.
No limbs off? What about, like, splattered pulps.
Splatter pulse?
Splattered pulps. Like, when you fall from a ship.
Luny's gonna walk up and be like, no, because if I'm going to get rid of him, I'm gonna need him intact as much as possible.
Yeah, I just...
Fine.
If you cave in his head, I can't do much about that.
I'll keep him alive, and I'm gonna continue to untie him from the pole.
How quiet were you guys saying that?
I was not hiding splattered pulps or any of that. The only words I was trying to mutter under my breath were "keep him alive." Everything else.
All right, he definitely seems a bit concerned. It's
Should've-
obvious that he kind of caught what you guys were saying.
He should have thought about that before we were asking questions.
All right. Hey, which of you wants to help out with this? I'll turn to Luny and Bull.
With what?
You'll see. It'll be
mean,
fun.
I have to go into the city as soon as we get there.
I guess I can help out. Do you have anything to say for yourself before we get started?
Like Bull has no idea what I'm gonna do. Mr. Prisoner?
Hello? Hello? Do you have your first attack on?
I did not. He looks at you guys, like, looking at Looney and Vol a little bit, I guess, not concerned, confused. And he says, I don't have anything to say to you.
All right. Well, this will be fun.
Yeah, that's why this is happening, because you don't have anything to say.
Which of the B team can fly?
Pit and Song, which I think Song's up in the crow's nest at the moment. I can check real quick.
Ask Song. Ask Song.
I need both.
I don't know where Song is, so I'm just gonna respawn her over here. Just pretend she was here the whole time.
Okay. I'm gonna let both Pit and Song know that I'll need them to fly and help me out when Vol gives them the signal.
Vol, who doesn't know what's going on.
And I'm gonna walk over to Vol and I'll let Vol know. Just watch out for my flare, and then when you see the flare, just let them know that they're needed. Okay.
Oh, I can do that.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna grab the prisoner, and then we're gonna jump off the ship.
Oh, okay.
Together.
Roll a melee attack with advantage.
Okay.
Oh God.
Okay. So.
Yeah, he's gonna try to resist, obviously, but you rolled pretty darn well.
Oh.
Let's see. What was your total with your 16?
Melee attack, is that gonna be dexterity or strength? Because dexterity, that'll make it a +4.
It would be strength, because you're just trying to, like, grab him and jump
Grab
off.
him? Well, then that's a 1 +1.
All right, so he is able to resist a bit. You guys get to the edge of the railing, and he's able to just kind of, like, latch his knee and his elbow onto the top rung, being like, "What are you doing? You're fucking insane!"
We told you. And then I'll just hop off the edge and then grab his vest and pull him with me.
Yeah. Go ahead and make another opposed. Oof. Oh, yep. And with that, yeah, you're able to yank him over